What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, we got the split screen here. I got my boy with me. We're doing a co-collab review on a fragrance that, quite frankly, is kind of like a pop star in FragCom in terms of niche perfumery. A lot of people are talking about this. I know Kels, he thinks very highly of this. We want to give you guys
Oh
initial
yeah.
impressions and break this thing down to the molecule to let you know if you need to purchase this. And why don't you introduce yourself to the people, bro?
My name is Kels and I smell really good. You already know. You already know.
Excellent. Excellent. And y'all know me, I'm the scent bubble. Okay, fragrance in question today. Lamar by Kajal. And my
Right there.
sample is courtesy of Kels. So Kels got the bottle. He hooked me up. I haven't reviewed this yet, so I was like, bro, let's just get on camera and co-review this, especially since you're so familiar with it.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
do you want to tell them anything about this fragrance? Like, do you know anything as far as the Kajal house or any background info on them?
Um, I don't know a whole lot about them. I know that they're cool people. I mean, I reached out to them a few times and they're always super nice. They always comment if I mention any fragrance on my Instagram or something like that. They always comment and stuff like that. So they seem like nice people. I've tried a lot of fragrances from them. I have a few that I really love, including this one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like background info and all that, not really.
Okay. Yeah, and I have Kajal 3 and I have a bunch of samples from them. I don't know much about the house at all either. One thing I can tell you guys is that out of this house, Lamar is easily the most talked about. On Fragrantica, it has 2,030 votes at a 4.1 out of 5. So you guys know my rule of thumb. Like if it's a 4 or if it's around a 4, it's a great fragrance and you should consider it. If it's like 4.1 or higher, it's creeping into mass appeal territory. So this one certainly cuts the mark. Now, with it only having 2,000 votes, I think that just comes down to the fact that it's expensive. And so there's not as much votes. But I think if more people put their nose on this, it would certainly have more people like contributing to the convo with this. But it's certainly a solid banger. Initial impressions on this, I haven't put my nose to it in like a week or two. So I'm gonna spray my test strip here. Kels, what can you say about the opening of this fragrance?
Let me spray it on me too. I mean, I already know, but um, great atomizer, by the way. But very bright, juicy pineapple, um, red berries, a little bit of rose. But mainly in the opening, you're just going to get a lot of that pineapple for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like a something popped up on my screen. It has like an effervescence, like you said earlier, it radiates kind of when you spray it. Like the first time I ever sprayed it, I was with my girlfriend. I got it in the mail. I opened it and I sprayed it, and she was like, "Please don't tell your friends about that one." And I was like, "Why not?" And she's like, "That's like one of the best things you've ever bought." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay."
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah,
but juicy,
yeah,
you know.
that pineapple, like I feel like Fragcom for the most part, when they hear the word pineapple, they automatically try to reference point in their mind to imagine how it
Yeah.
smells to Aventus. So could you
Mhm.
describe to people like what specifically kind of pineapple? Is there any other fragrance that has a pineapple similar to this, or is there just a different way you can describe it? Because I feel like it is noticeably different than the Aventus pineapple.
God, it smells good. No, I mean, I don't necessarily know if there's a fragrance that it reminds me of,
Mm-hmm.
like pineapple wise or anything like that. It doesn't really remind me of another pineapple note.
Yeah, me either. Me either,
Um,
to be honest. Like when I smell it, I always tell people like the three kind of spectrum pineapples is like you have a Eros energy type of pineapple, which is a screaming lemony pineapple. You have Aventus, doesn't matter which variation. It's still bright, it's still radiant, but it's not screechy but it's still loud, and sometimes it's smoky or not smoky. And then you have like a Hasselback pineapple, which is like this very like canned pineapple, kind of similar to Kajal Frisson. You know how it's got that like canned, candied, kind of more
Mhm.
subdued,
Yeah.
muffled pineapple. It's still rich and juicy, but it's not screechy, loud, bright. I don't think this is like any of them, but it certainly, like you said, is like bright. It's juicy, but I think what makes this hard to describe in terms of saying it's like another fragrance is it is quite rosy. Like
Yeah.
like I get pineapple and rose dominance, and the rose almost feels almost oud satin moody ish in the most airy way possible, or like a oud silk mood. It just kind of has this like um I don't
Sorry
know if
about that.
oh, you're good, man. I don't know if I would call it like jammy or what. I don't care about that, but it definitely has a heavy dose of rose, like backboning that pineapple, which is what makes it so different. Um, I can tell just in the air and on skin, this thing has insane performance. How much are you clocking on it right now? Like how many sprays you do?
Um, you can see me all right, right?
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
good.
Oh, you're good. I'd let you know.
Okay. Because yeah, the screen messed up for me. Um, I don't know, man. I probably spray it in like that 8 range, probably like 8 to 10 sprays, just for me, because I like to be smelled. I mean, you could probably get away with like even like 3 or 4 sprays with it because it is pretty strong. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
And it's
I
going the whole
mean,
day, right? Like if you didn't
yeah,
shower,
yeah,
you'd go to sleep with it.
for sure. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
And I was gonna say something I noticed with it. I used to always hear people say that this kind of smelled like oh my god, dude, somebody's calling me in the middle of this. It's pissing me off. Um, there's a little bit of a baccarat like rouge kind of saffrony type of smell going on
Yeah, I can see
with it
that.
in the background. Like if you know you wear it throughout the day, the longer it's on you, the more it'll start to kind of pop out. That I used to hear people say, and I didn't really notice it at first, but then I started to pick up on it.
Yeah, and I feel like yeah, I mean 8 if you want to pop out. To me this is like any fragrance you guys have in the clone world, or any just beast mode fragrance you have. This is going to go 8 hours plus on 4 to 8 sprays, and it's going to be sticky and it's going to be nice. Um it it has a bit of like, I don't want to say champagne, but it's got, you know, some fruity fragrances kind of have that luxury
Yeah.
brush. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you off camera, like Instant Crush has kind of like it's a very young person kind of smell, but it's fancy as heck. You know, it's got this fanciness brush on it. This isn't just like a blatant pineapple rose. It has like a fancy brush to it. It not only radiates, but it feels expensive. It feels lush. Um,
Right.
that's the only fragrance that it reminds me of in terms of like that texture of it just being this weighty, like fancy, you know, you spent some money on this kind of fragrance. But I don't even know, like, what would you say this is in the family of?
Well, I mean, the thing that those two fragrances have in common, right? They're both well baccarat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Instant Crush is kind of like Mancera's sort of baccarat style of fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think this is a little bit, like I said, it has a little bit of that going on. But
It's
I,
kind of
me
unique.
per, yeah, me personally, like I feel like baccarat is kind of an unfinished smelling fragrance, just
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree.
And you know, I think Mancera Instant Crush is a better version of baccarat. This one, I don't want to compare it to baccarat, but it still has a little bit of that kind of quality going, with it.
Fancy
But
fruity.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess,
And it even
and
kind of reminds me of like some of the DNA styles that Mind Games does. Like for instance, they did a fragrance called Jadoub, which is
mhm,
like either a mango or a peach, something like that, and then they just kind of luxury it out. Um and or mango, I forget. But this like takes the note of pineapple and just makes it and rose. Like I feel like it's like a 60-40, kind of rose being the 40, and then they just fancy it out with other like luxuriousness. um it's fun, it's playful, but it has that expensiveness, which I
Oh
feel
yeah,
can make it reach down to young people and reach up to older people. Um,
for sure.
occasions, what are you using this for?
Um, I don't know, man. Me personally, I wear it like anytime. Honestly, I kind of feel like it's strong enough to wear even in the winter too. I've definitely worn it in like colder months. Um, it works in the summer. It works in the spring. I feel like it kind of works all year, but I do tend to wear it more on like, I don't want to say special occasions, but just, times when I'm doing something a little bit special, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to a degree, like, but I'll reach for it quite frequently, honestly, just because I love it so much. But,
And this fragrance
um,
I'm showing on Joma, it goes for like 130.
dude, I got mine for, I want to say I got mine for like 110 or something like that. And it's
Okay.
worth
Yeah, that
easily
that
double
seems
that.
worth like it's worth every freaking penny.
I
Especially when
think
you
so.
kind of have like a fragrance that you can pop out in. I feel like this could go vacation. I feel like it could
Mhm.
go winter. I feel like it can be fun, upscale, casual. I think it could even be just super casual. Like you got some money, you got your stuff together, and you're popping out like, hey, this is me. I
What I'm
think
saying.
it's got incredible projection,
Mhm.
awesome performance. Sillage seems ridiculous on this because
It is.
it has a similar Sillage feel to Oud Satin Mood, where it just trails with that kind of like silky, velvety weight. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if you don't if you like rose, or sorry, if you want to like rose but you feel like you haven't found your rose fragrance, maybe it might just be time for you to put rose on the shelf and use a fragrance that still has rose, but it's not like the foreground dominant
Mhm.
note. You know what I'm saying? And so this is a good way to have a fragrance with rose in it, but it's highlighting the pineapple more and it's got a little more texture to the back, so you still kind of get your rose fix. And I think this is rose really well done. um so
I
yeah,
totally agree.
I mean, this to me is everything except formal. Like, you could go semi-formal, you could go dressed up date night, you could go vacation, you could go nightlife, you can go casual, upscale. Like, it seems like, and it seems ageless to me as well. Like, you the only thing I could say is for men, I think this unisex? It's got to be.
It is. It is.
Okay.
I used to hear people say, at least on Fragrantica reviews and stuff, I saw people saying it leaned feminine and stuff like that. Um, I think they're just saying that because of how fruity it is, but
Yeah.
I definitely think it's unisex. I think anybody can pull it off. It would smell great on anyone.
Yeah.
So,
This is one
for
of those
me,
unisex fragrances that when a woman wears it, it'll feel feminine. When a man wears it, it'll feel masculine.
for
And
sure.
not all fragrances are like that. I think some fragrances are so unisex that it's just the fragrance is its own identity and it smells the same on two people. But this is one where I feel like it's a vibe fragrance. It's a character piece. Like a dude puts it on, he's gonna smell sweet, seductive, rich. And when a woman smells it, she's gonna be on her like Corella Deville, Kim Kardashian type of speed and just make it
Right.
work. Do you think there's any alternatives to this? Like, is there anything even I mean, I bet it would kind of be like a mockery to try to compare something to this because it's so heavy. It seems um
Yeah.
really
Uh,
luxurious. So
mhm.
I thought of Cadal for Son as like, okay, if you want pineapple baccarat feel,
Yeah,
you're not gonna
but
get
they're
as
not.
expensive
Yeah.
of a fragrance, but
Mm-mm.
it's something. Instant Crush, I think, can get you in the doorway of getting the same vibe, not the same smell.
I can see
Fancy
what you're saying
fruity.
with that. Yeah, I can
Um,
see what you're saying.
Jadoob from Mind Games. Um, what else? There's got to be
There
some
is a
other.
dupe of it supposedly. So there's supposedly a dupe of Lamar. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it's from Riffs. I want to say, but
I never heard of
I
them.
don't. Yeah, no, they're cool people. They actually send me fragrances from time to time, but that I don't know the name. I can't think of the name of it. But there is some kind of dupe out there that I've heard is a dupe. I don't know. I doubt it's anywhere close to as good as this. I just think this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. For me, I think it's a 10 out of 10. I love it. Anybody who's watched my channel knows I love this one. So,
It's refreshing that you get a pineapple fragrance that isn't Aventus. I think
mhm.
anytime that happens, it's like a amen. Like, thank God,
And
you know.
I like it more than Aventus for me personally. I think Aventus is great too, but they're both compliment magnets. I'll say that too.
Hmm.
But
I think they're
Lamar's
just
more
for
of like
different
a
purposes.
right. Lamar's more of like a bright, juicy pineapple, and like I said, like you were saying with the Kajal for San, like that one's solid too, but it's different pineapples.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's
you know,
certainly if you think you're gonna get Kate Alferson and feel like what you get with Lamar,
yeah,
that's not that is not gonna happen. I'm just trying to like get people in the family, like people who have never smelled this fragrance,
mhm,
but they've smelled like Club de Nuit or Al Harmain or Armoff's pineapple renditions. I'm trying to get them in the headspace of what this pineapple feels like because it is so different. Um, but I think for the price point, it's like a no-brainer. If you like fruity fragrances that feel expensive, this is I think this can compete with any of your fruity all-stars, your Herba Puras, your Herba Golds, your Mango Skins, your any of your Mind Games
wait,
casual fragrances, your Millesime Imperials, your Virgin Island Waters, anything from Tom Ford that's fruity, even your some Bond number nines as well. Um, it's just nice. It's nice. And on skin,
yeah,
it's
I
even
was
better, I
gonna
think.
say, yeah. Another thing I was gonna mention about it is when it dries down, that vanilla pops out
It does.
with
Like
it
I
too.
felt like the pineapple and rose calmed down on my skin.
Yeah, no, there's more that comes out. Like there's cashmere wood in there. Um, it has an apple note in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the vanilla for sure comes out.
Yeah,
And
just so you guys don't, I never got a chance to read this. Top notes: pineapple, red berries, apple, cardamom, coriander. Middle notes: Bulgarian and Turkish rose, magnolia, jasmine. Base notes: musk, vanilla, amber, cashmere wood, cedar, and moss. I do feel like the base notes of this fragrance are the most lax. You know, all the energy and loudness is in the
mhm,
top and heart. So when it finally dries down, you get into amber, vanilla, musk, cashmere, something a little bit softer, but still radiant. It's just, it chills out. Like if you smell it at first, you're like, whoa, 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 who sprayed what? But then on
right.
skin, it feels more like, even my speed. Like I'm not, I like beastie fragrances, but if I smelled like that opening all day, I might be like, unless I'm outside, I might get a little nose blind to it. So I feel like
Yeah,
it calms down into a really nice speed. Um, yeah, man.
that's true.
I don't have anything else to say about it. I think for its price point, I don't want to say, if you like fruity fragrances, it's blind buy worthy. If you're intimidated by unisex, fruity, loud fragrances, definitely smell it first. But I think it's absolutely solid. And I don't think there's much on the market that offers you this variation of fruits and roses.
Right. I'll say one more quick thing. Couple things. I've owned how many fragrances? I've owned hundreds of fragrances. I still own hundreds, but I've owned probably 400 fragrances, maybe more. And this is in my top five for me. I love it. It's hard
Not
for me
not
to pick.
even not even as far as category, like just overall fragrance collection. This is top five.
Oh, it's my favorite. Yeah, it's one of my
Okay.
very favorites.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
it used to be like number one for me, like no question. Like it was just my favorite. It's still, like I said, it's hard for me to tell now because I've smelled some other things that are just amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it's fantastic. I think the compliment factor is high. You can get tester bottles for $80 sometimes with the
That's
cap
crazy.
on Joma Shop. I'm pretty sure it's worth triple that for sure, maybe even more than that. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
a fantastic fragrance. I can't glaze it enough. Everybody knows that I love this one, so
Sick.
it's a good one.
Excellent. So I'm assuming you give it a 10 out of 10.
For me, it is. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. I give it a 9. Which to me a 9 and a 10 is the same thing. It's basically saying go buy the fragrance. And my 9 is from the fact that I think its mass appeal is to people that love fruity fragrances.
Hmm.
Um, if you love heavy fruity beast mode fragrances, this is like, you will like this, no doubt. You blind buy it. For people who don't like stuff super loud in the fruit realm, I think uh, you. How do I say this? I
I
think
was good.
even
No,
in
go
the
ahead.
fruit realm, though, it's really good. So it's hard to say. Maybe it'll grow on me because
Mhm.
I'm judging it off skin and test strip first time, and this is such like a, a dense fragrance. I might really enjoy what it does for me and my vibe and stuff like that. But I definitely think it's way beyond average, and it does something different. Like, it kind of reminds me of like Oud Silk Mood had a baby with like Instant Crush. Um, and it's a good fragrance, man. I think it's just sick. Any other comments on the fragrance?
Yeah, there's one more thing I was gonna say. So I like my fruity fragrances. I'm not a big Herbapura fan personally. I don't know what it is about Herbapura. To me, that one just kind of smells like women's shampoo or something.
It does.
Um, this one has more going on. It's got that vanilla in the base. It's got the amber, cashmere wood, which I love. This one, don't think of like an Herbapura. Like, yes, it's fruity, but it's got more to balance it out. It does, especially like obviously we're men, so we, if we wear it, more of the, the bass notes and stuff, the masculine type of touch is gonna come out on your skin. So don't think Herbapura, don't think stuff like that. Just give it a try. It's definitely worth sampling.
Yeah, I think Herba Pura has a bit of Bath and Body Works slash hairspray or something out of a woman's bathroom feel to it. But
Yeah.
here's what I'm learning, bro. I don't know if you've experienced this in your journey. There's some fruits and styles that I would call Bath and Body Works, but there's some fruits that I just totally co-sign, and I should say the same thing about those fruits. But like, so I'm finding like there are certain fruits that just jive with men over others, and certain like fruit basket feels where it's like, if it's apple leaning, I'm game, but if it's cherry,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate it. And then the same thing with florals, which there's a lot of florals in Herbapura. So with florals, some guys are like, yo, I can't do iris at all. And then some guys are like, no, I love iris. Or white florals, I can't do them too sweet or whatever. So it's definitely something that will speak to you right away or not. But I agree with that. It's not Herba Pura, because Herba Pura is like a lighter, more like exclusively vacation-y, airy scent. And this is more heavier from the rose. It has a little jammy, powdery feel to it. But it's still airy, but it's just a heavier fragrance, and it doesn't give me Bath and Body Works vibe at all. Yeah, hopefully that's helpful for you. Yo, Kels, let them know where they can find you online.
Man, my YouTube, Kel Smells, Instagram, Kel Smells TV, TikTok, Kel Smells TV. I post every day on everything, so definitely check me out. I appreciate you for having me on here, bro.
We will review more fragrances, and we got to get Kels on for some of the other stuff. I want to hit him with the advanced wheel of fragrance, and
I'd love to do that.
well, he'll be a first for who will attempt the gauntlet there. But appreciate you, bro. Guys, I'm the Scent Bubble. I don't have
Sure.
social media for the Scent Bubble. You can only find me on YouTube at the Scent Bubble. Let us know in the comments, guys, because this is a popular fragrance. I know all you guys have at least heard of it. Let me know if you have the fragrance or have smelled it. And we struggled to find other fragrances like it. Put a fragrance in the comment section below if you think it resembles anything. I was trying to look on Fragrantica. Some people said that this fragrance reminds them of, somebody did put Kate Alperson in there. um, there's a fragrance from Electimus called Moroccan Medjool.
Yes, I've seen that. I want to try that.
Somebody even there were a decent amount of votes towards Offnon 9 p.m. Rebel. Don't you have that?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I gave that away actually in a giveaway. But if you look a couple fragrances over, that's the dupe I hear about. Whatever that weird shaped one. My
Uh,
computer froze.
oh, the Al Mukhtalif.
Is it from Riffs?
No, what's the bottle look like?
It's like shaped weird. It kind of like points up and it's shaped like a kind of like that.
Oh,
I think it
no.
is the Al Mook to the one you just said. My
Yeah,
computer literally froze.
somebody even said it mimics Atomic Rose, which I could see that. Somebody said Summer Mink. That's blasphemous. Okay, so
No,
anyways though,
smells nothing like summer mint.
and there is God of Fire here and Mind Games and Priest. I think those are just like vibe choices. That's definitely not how the notes are. But if you guys are ever curious about that, go on Fragrantica and see not only when it says this fragrance reminds me of, but then look at how many people actually agreed with that by thumbs upping the vote. That'll always tell the story. Sometimes what they throw in there, it'll get downvoted because somebody shouldn't have been mentioning that fragrance. But anyways, guys, this was Lamar Kajal. And this is a banger. You definitely, at bare minimum, got to get your nose on it because who doesn't want a fragrance that you can put on like 2 sprays and it'll go all day and it's a stepper type of fragrance, fancy occasions, you know, and you just spray the fragrance and go. So it's a vibe for sure. And I think it's pretty versatile in its space. Any last minute words, Kels?
Sample it, guys. At least sample it.
And don't you
I'd
have a
say
store
blind
to
buy it,
sample it?
but huh?
Don't you have a store that samples it?
I do. My bad.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
kelsmells.com. You can sample it there. Cheapest prices you'll find. I make sure that I'm the cheapest around, most affordable. But yeah, kelsmells.com. Definitely.
And his samples are legit. They're labeled. They're all glass. They got these gold caps and stuff. And he's got
Yeah, they're
like
pretty
a
cool.
banger collection. He's always updating the list. So definitely check that out. I'll list that in the comments section below. And again, guys, feedback is appreciated in the comments. Let us know if you want us to do another one in the future. And until next time, guys, be blessed. Take care. Peace.